Alrighty. I think we can get started. So let's get some different music. What could be some interesting music for today? Let's see. Let's get rid of the overlay. New stuff covered so far. There we go. We'll want that, I think. I've done a bit of advertising. I think we want Advanced Genie Editor as well, so let's get that. Attention, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. Alright. Why is my Advanced Genie Editor not working? My game is installed on D. AOED. Yeah, the data looks good. I did say I was going to pick different music, didn't I? Let's get some different music. I can play the classic soundtrack, can't I? That's not the one I want to play. Where's the classic AOC soundtrack? Pretty Town Contest, Love and Will, Age of Empires. Oh, we'll play this. Now, I need... Well, we can go to the scenario editor, too. Now, there should be some new terrain types. There are some new terrain types. I just need to get Advanced Genie Editor to cooperate with me. Key value... Date modified. Date modified. Ah... Key value strings. Let's try that one. Let's unclick that one. Well, Advanced Genie Editor is crashing. That's a bit of a nuisance, but that is not the end of the world. Because I know that there are some terrains, so we're going to just find them manually. There's the Palm Desert, exactly. Forest. The Palm Desert now has a palm grass version, which doesn't spawn desert underneath. So if you want to have more palm trees in a jungle, basically, then this is suitable. Let's get a medium brush for this task. There we go. That's nice. So we can add that to our first list of things. Palm grass terrain. There should also be a second terrain. I don't remember what it was. Was it a forest as well? Ooh. Otherwise, I'm going to have to fight around with Advanced Genie Editor a bit to get it to work. There was definitely another one. Bogland, and if you see anything here that looks new, let me know. But I'm not seeing it just yet. But we have a couple options here at our disposal to find things. So next, let's view my notepad window. Trusty notepad. We have our random map def. So let's see what's defined that's new. I don't think the new terrains are defined, though. So... But we do have some other interesting stuff. Yeah, no new terrains defined. But we have some new attributes. We'll add storage value. Well, we need to get Advanced Genie Editor working to properly look at this stuff, though. That's going to be my next task. Attribute radius 3, maybe that's the radius in the vertical direction. Occlusion mode, I'm not sure what that is. Maybe whether or not there's an outline when it's behind a building. Storage value 2 and 3, that's just when something stores more than one resource. Attribute traits, no idea. Attribute piece, I think that one was also from user patch, but I don't know what it does. Alright, and then we have a big selection here. Max charge is something to do with charging up. We know that one of the new units has a charge attack, and also the Custilier, so it's probably something like that. Recharge rate could be how fast that charge recharges. Charge event, charge type, we'll have to take a look. Combat ability, attack dispersion, maybe how far projectiles miss, like in Arambai, but I think there's already an attribute for that. Blood ID, this one will be really useful because it lets you control a second object that dies when your thing dies, like the Conic spawns both a dismounted Conic and a dead Conic horse. Then we have Vanish mode. I think this is the unit that's able to dodge projectiles. It's probably using that. Projectile arc. How much the projectile arcs? Surely. We're gonna have to make this window longer. Let's make this window longer. And move this window up a bit. There we go. More like that. Now I am covering up the trains. Let's put it here. What else have we got on offer? Attribute population. Sure, that could be useful. Alright, there is another list of things that we need to check though, because I know that there's one more thing that we can find here. Non-localized key value string. We're going to open it with Notepad++. So there's enable tile shuffling. These other ones that seem like they're new here, min distance to map edge, these were in the pre-update build, so I'm not going to cover them now. I already looked at those. Beach terrain set circular placement, but enable tile shuffling. Let's do discovered so far. That one we need to take a look at. But now I think what I need to do is get Advanced Genie Editor to work. So where's my Show Advanced Genie Editor button? There we go. Alright, resources, tools, builds. It is updated, but the question is, what do I need to do here to make it run? Because currently it's crashing. Maybe it's not quite ready yet. Empire's P1 DAT is the one that we're using. Let's just do the defaults for Age of Empires Definitive Edition and I'll fix stuff. Because I don't have it under C. I have it under a D. You guys can't see this window. This is the window where you open things, essentially. Language file location. No, no, no. We need... That should be under EN. Strings, key value. Question is, do I need to put in the new campaign? Key value strings, debug key value strings? Let's put in this one. Language X1, key value modded strings. Alright, I can do that. Path for DRS files. Sure, we'll do that. And then we have path for palette configuration. That's under dat. We're looking for palette dot resources. It's under palettes. Ooh, is that new? Palettes conf. I feel like that wasn't something I was using before. Path for player color. Player color blue is what I'm looking. Custom names. Now please don't crash on me. Oh yes, great success. Now we need to move around. We're kind of low on screen space here. Hello, hello. Let's move this window. I need to put this window somewhere. Or I'll put it in the middle for now while we take a look at Advanced Genie Editor. So I said there were some new terrains. And there are... Oh, is it only one? I could have sworn there were two. Maybe I misremembered that. Because swamp is one that we already know. Alright, there's only one new terrain. I do have access to the directory structure. What do you want to know about it? I can also just show the folder. Alright, we can look at that. I just need to display even more windows. Give me a second. Let's do another window capture. Sure, it can be called window capture. Explorer. Yeah, that'll do. So, if we're looking for emblems, where am I going to find them? Emblem. There we go. Bengalis PNG. That looks like about what we need. Well, these are the ones from. These are some sort of overlay that might come on the campaign. I mean, we have Bengalis. We have... Where's our next new civil Dravidians? We have full random. Okay, so these are maybe the desaturated or non-colored versions, because full random is here for the civ selection screen. Guryaras. Watch me butcher all these names. Indians is still there. Lithuanians, Malay, Magyars, Mirror, Mongols, random, Portuguese. What else are we missing? There should be one more. I missed one of them. Where is it? Oh, Bengali is up there. Unless I already said that. Yeah, we're noticing that. It's probably because I was wondering what's missing. It's likely because it's still using the Indians, and the files internally haven't been renamed. I could imagine that that's the case. Let's see what else. Civ Tech Tree. Oh, there we go. Have some icons. We can also check once again if there's Hindustanis, which there likely won't be. The emblems are in a couple places. They're under tech tree too, as we just found out. But I'll check where you posted too. MMLIHI Huns. Yeah, no, it's still gonna be under Indians. Although Indians, yeah, okay, it just looks. We just have a new icon, yeah. So widget UI textures, we can check there as well. Now, where in here are they? In-game? Emblems. Yeah, the files are in a couple different places. Tell me where else to look. I will happily... Well, happily these aren't icons that we want. I'll happily look around a bit more. Ooh, we can have some fun though. Oh, right, it's DDS files. Never mind, those aren't fun. But I can look at the atlas. Widget UI textures, menu sieves. Ah. See, it's the same icons though in a couple different places, right? More or less. Yeah, so we're gonna have Indians still as the file name. Probably for legacy reasons that makes the most sense. Anything else you need to see? Yeah, yeah. I understand that. We could read up the history on... We could actually look at the history screen if we want to. No one ever does that. Icons. Ah, that's the icon for this. No, that's the icon for this deal. That's the icon for this DLC. We've had so many DLCs. That makes sense. Well, now you can. I'm not sure if the icons themselves are available, but probably just being able to reference where they are will do the trick for you. Ah, since we did find a new terrain, we're going to go to terrains and we're going to realize it's not there. They got rid of the X1 folder. Yeah. It's not there because it's still using grass underneath. None of these are new. Alright. I guess it is, yeah. Alright, let's hide this again and go back here. So we found our terrain. And it is only one of them. We could document it immediately. Basically. It's just interlocking arrows. It looks nice. We should have a bunch of new units. Well, I've been using it for a long time. It looks too much like... If you just use red and black, though, I found that looks too controversial, shall we say. So I have 4 colors, each having a meaning. Alright, we need to go back a bit for Kestutis, Sigismund. That all looks like it's the previous update. Hussite, full work. There we go. We have the Urmi Swordsman Elite. We have the Ratha and melee form. Chakram Thrower, Armored Elephant. Now, if you want to know the armor class of some unit ahead of release, I can tell you that the Armored Elephant has a lot of armor classes. It has the War Elephant class, melee, cavalry, siege weapons, rams and trebuchets, anti-lightus, and lots of pierce armor. Yeah. Siege elephants also do damage to siege weapons. That makes sense. Yeah. And now we can take a peek at our new attributes here. They're not actually new, they just weren't available before. Like occlusion mode. Let's go to the unit that can dodge, right? That's the, this guy, isn't it? Let's see how we can dodge. Attributes. Undead mode. Alright. Combat level 4. Soldier. Interaction mode. Special ability. Oh, you guys can't see the tooltip. Ah. Let's see, though. We should have no idea where in the data this stuff is. Pretty sure this is the unit that can dodge, though. Maybe it has to do with its projectile? That wouldn't make sense. Class, resource, productivity. Yeah, I don't know. There are going to be a bunch of new effects actually to play with, like speeding up trade. That's got to be somewhere in here too. Tricky though to think where it would be, because I don't spend that much time poking around in here. Occlusion mode. Collision size Z. Z should be the height. Yeah, that would make sense. That's the radius 3. And being able to have multiple resource storages, those are now accessible, which is useful. Stack unit, annex units. Backstab bonus. Ah, that's an obsolete. Very well. There's the Camel Scout too. You can take a look at its classes. It basically does melee, but what is its base? Pierce, Camels, Lightus. It counts as a scout. It counts as cavalry. It doesn't count as a scout. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like the scout counts as a scout. Yeah, the Eel Scout counts as infantry, though. Fair enough, as long as it has the proper behavior. Camel Scout, then we have the projectile. Gaia Transition Building. Alright, what is this? This sounds interesting. It appears to be probably something invisible. Hide in the editor? No, no, no. Now, what is it, though? This I don't know. Do we have any? It doesn't have any stats. Gaia Transition Building. I'm open to ideas. And we have the Ratha and range mode. Yeah, it changes. That's going to have some interesting things where, you know, what happens if you convert a Ratha? That type of thing. We could experiment if we want to. Then we have a couple heroes. Do we have anything else of interest? Is that just an outlaw? No, it's not. It's probably a hero, but it's sort of. I wanted to spell it. Map revealer medium, map revealer giant, blocker, Indian statues. Those we could look for, and this temple here. Indian statues in a temple. New unit, that is empty. Indian ruins. Flare B permanent. Alright, so we've got some statues and things like that. A minaret. Alright, let's take a peek at those things. Let's hide our... Let's stop covering the window. We'll hide that. And we'll hide that. And we'll scoot this over here. Let's give us Gaia other. Buddha statues aren't new. We were looking for some Indian ruins. These are new. Indian statues. Impaled corpse. Then we should have a couple buildings, as we saw. Are the trees... There shouldn't be any new trees as such. Alright. This is, of course, the new building for the Hindustanis. Comes with the outline. I can turn off the grid. Actually, I won't turn off the grid. Victoria fence, full work. Craypost mill minaret. There we go. That, dare I say, looks somewhat similar from the structure. That looks pretty similar. That's not new. I feel like I'm still missing something. Let me quickly check in Advanced Genie Editor what it was again. The minaret we got, that's a Khan. Indian statues, we're looking for a temple that starts with R. OMNOPQR. Maybe it's not a building. There we go, that's new as well. Alright. Indian ruins, new unit, Indian statues, blocker, map revealer, giant, medium. I think the rest are going to be the heroes and the actual units. This Gaia transition building interests me, but... That's not something we're gonna... This guy's new. Babur? No, I don't think he's new. I don't know my heroes completely by heart. Anyway, let's look at the units instead. We have our armored elephant. Camel Scout. There we go. Chakram Thrower. The Elephant Archer is now a regional unit, replacing the Cav Archer for 3 of the new civs. Alright, elite Chakram Thrower. Ah, this is the spearman that pierces or something like that. Elite Keshik. Don't want that. We want Ratha in both modes. And the Rattan Archer we don't need. This is the rider that dodges, isn't it? Yeah. Then we have the swordsman. That sort of looks like he's carrying a whip. Ah, there's the new ship too. We're gonna have to look at that once we get to it. Goat, halberdier, hawk, heavy, horse, hoofknees, huskarl, sky. The camels will have slightly different stats, but they haven't changed as such. Junk, Kamayuk, Keshik, Khan, Kipchak. No new animals, unfortunately. Mounted samurai, that's not what I want. And priest, queen. This is the non-elite Rathas. Chariot. The Rhinoceros. Now it's... There we go. There's the non-elite version of this rider. Of course, it will look the same, but it will have worse stats. We should have a siege elephant. Yeah, the siege elephant looks nice. There's our ship. We need some terrain to place it on. No, not water 2D bridge. That's not going to do the trick. There we go. Tiger. Tiger isn't actually new. There's the swordsman again. Alright, so I feel like we are still missing something. What is it that we're missing? Well, the elite elephant archer, I suppose. Which now looks different. Well, there's the non-elite version, right? So that's kind of what we're looking at in terms of new content. Do we have new maps? No, I don't think so. That's actually something I can check as well, but they didn't the last time I checked. DRS, Game Dedex 2, Aftermath, Amazon Tunnel, Lowland, Marketplace, Mishi, Runestones, Team Islands, Arabia, and Mega Random have all been updated. Players, architecture. We could look at the new wonders. We could do that. Let's give me a wonder. Now we just need to go to Gaia and change their architecture to Bohemians. No. So this is a wonder for the Bengalis. Then our Dravidians. This is the wonder. I think some of these were, or maybe all of them, already shown on the screenshots. Guryaras, Kharas, and our Hindustanis. Do we have any new options here? Do we have sandstone cliffs yet? I doubt it. Nope, we do not. Alright, diplomacy looks pretty much the same. Secondary game mode, I don't think that's new. Messages, cinematics, triggers. There should be some new triggers. Some new trigger effects and so on. But I'm not well versed enough in them to actually be able to identify which ones are new. So I think, what are we going to look at next? Actually, we can do a bit of documenting. We could do that. So what we need for that is Firefox. Bam, Firefox. So we had a new terrain, right? And we said that this terrain... Here, we'll turn this on again. Is that below Firefox? It is below Firefox. Let's put it above Firefox. We don't need map art open. What else? We have way too many harmonic clumping. We don't need open. If Seasons Inc. We said that the new terrain doesn't actually turn up here. Let's just do a quick search for Palm. Palm Desert, Palm Tree, Palm Forest Tree. Yeah, it's not here. So it doesn't have a constant, but it is listed in the scenario editor as Forest Palm Grass. So we're going to type that in there. Forest, comma, palm grass. Forest, comma, palm grass. Is it capitalized in the game? Yes, it is. And I'm pretty sure, well, we can check what an advanced gene editor what it uses. And it uses GGR2 as the base. Which grass is that actually? It's not grass 1. It's GGR2. Oh? Oh, is it a new texture after all? Oh. Oh, we'll have to take a look at that. Alright, I think we need to show more windows again. maybe I was too quick here. Sort by date. Oh, where is GGR2? It's this thing. That's just grass 2, isn't it? Why is it not shown on my spreadsheet though? Grass 3 is using GR3. Grass 2 is shown as using GR3. Okay, maybe that's just a typo on my part. Grass 2 is actually using GGR2. Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. Placed on grass 2. And now we just need its minimap color, which is 55. Which I'm pretty sure is this, except it looks brighter. Oh no, it's not 55. I'm messing up. It's the dark. It's 197, yeah. We'll just copy that. There we go. So now let's hide this window again so you guys can see what I did. I don't know yet. In fact, I haven't looked at that yet. I've just found that it's there, but we're going to have to figure out what it does. That is still a mystery right now. So far, the new forest is pretty straightforward. But the tile shuffling, that's going to require... Well, you might know if it's used in any of your maps, which are most of the ones that have been updated. What we're going to do to figure this out is move my notepad window over here. And then we're going to open all maps that have been updated. Yeah, all of the maps that have been updated in this update. See if any of them actually use it, and the answer is going to be no, and then we're going to think, dang it, we have to do something else. Then we'll have to experiment. Or we ask a dev. Random map def we already have. Runestones, Team Islands, Arabia, Mega Random. Alright, now we just need our... Not that. Let's call this forest palm grass terrain. Yeah. So if we just search for this in all of my open files... Match case is fine, wrap around in all open documents. It is in fact only in non-localized key value strings UTF-8.txt. So we have a mystery at hand here. We're gonna have to do some experimenting. Or I ping and ask. Now let's do some experimenting. So we can close random map def. We can keep open. We want to close. Let's close a bunch of stuff. We don't need Mishi. Don't need marketplace. We want random map def. We might want F Seasons Inc. We don't need random map back. Nature, we can keep hyper random. We don't need mangrove ring right now. We don't need docklands. We don't need geothermal valley. We don't need coastal beaches. We don't need urban brawl. We could keep circle arena. Classic Arabia, no localized strings. I'm pretty sure that was the only new one, unless they hid something in the middle of the list, which I don't think so. So enable tile shuffling. It's time for our nothing map. And we're gonna have to experiment. Let's move this, let's move it about here in terms of visibility. All right. So last look at all the new stuff. It's actually not that much. Of course, there are, lots of new graphics for everything. It's really a lot of work to make, but our new content is basically here, minus the heroes, because I couldn't be bothered to look at all of them. Actually, before we work on that mystery, let's just quickly play around with our units. Let's give us just a cataphract or something to convert all these Gaia. New castles, you say? That is true, all the new civs are getting new castles, aren't they? Alright. Castle. Alright. Gaia is currently the Hindustanis. What if I make Gaia the Vietnamese? Alright. New castle. I think we saw that in a screenshot. Not really a new castle. I'm pretty sure that was the old Indian castle. That one's a new castle. That almost looks like a wonder. Although it does have the crenellations. And that's a new castle. We could... I mean, I suppose we could look at all the other buildings and see what else has changed. You know what? Sure. Building. Give me some Aachen Cathedral archery range. See if they look any different. All right, Dark Age barracks aren't going to look interesting. Bombard Tower. Castle, Cathedral, no. Dock. Give ourselves a dock down here. Donjon, Cathedral, Victoria, Fence, Fire Tower, Fish Trap, Full Wark. Fortified Tower, ooh. Does the Fortified Tower have unique graphics for each civ? That's interesting. Fortified Wall. Guard Tower. House. Keep. Krepos, Lumber Camp's not going to look interesting. Market. Mill. Minaret, Mining Camp, Monastery. Outpost, Pagan Shrine, Palisade. Palisade Wall is not going to be unique. Why do I keep looking at this? This is clearly from the African kingdoms. Shrine, Siege Workshop. We can have a Siege Workshop. Town Center. Sure, why not? We can also add a watchtower to our tower line. Alright, so now we're just going to do a bit of stuff here with Gaia. We're going to have Gaia start in Feudal Age. If I do this, will the buildings revert back to Feudal Age? Oh, they will, alright. Imperial Age. Our tower there is changing. Alright, we're going to look at Feudal Age, and then we're going to go. Only these two change. I suppose that's expected. But... yeah, okay. Nothing else is going to be unique. Okay. DLC stuff. Right, and then I wanted to actually test out the stuff. So we need player 2 to have some sort of tanky building that I can destroy, like it can be not that. So that player 2 doesn't resign on me. Can hide Notepad for now. Or Notepad++. Game auto saves when you test the scenario. And the file is called default 0. Alright. Oh, I have completed a wonder. Nice. Also, it looks like I've completed a Britain's wonder because I'm Britain's. So all of these are gonna look British. Damn it. This would actually be interesting. Let's do what's the cheat for more gold? Lumberjack. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Lumberjack gives you wood. Just sell some wood. Oh, I'm in Dark Age. I guess. Robin Hood. That's useful. I'm not going to type cheesesteak. That's way too much work. But Robin Hood sounds good. Actually, I know what I need to do. I just do Ninja Louis or Ninja Connor. Yeah. There we go. I don't have enough houses. Right. How are we going to deal with that problem? I don't have any villagers to build anything. I guess we need to sacrifice some elephant archers. And sacrifice... So they group together even though some of them are elite and some of them are not? Oh. That's interesting. Alright, we're gonna... I want the non-elite one. That's the non-elite one. Alright, let's not produce the trade cards yet, because I am still in a population deficit here. Watch some destruction animations. Alright, now we produce a villager. And we build some population. Oh, I'm not in Castle Age. Fine, we'll build a bunch of houses. Population problem solved. Ah. Well, let's make some trade cards for testing purposes. Alright, so these guys, I believe, can sort of thrust their lance through something, or their spear, and they're supposedly good against archers. These guys seem to have a bar, but they don't charge. They're the ones who dodge projectiles. And this is just a hero who apparently also has some sort of... Oh, do these guys have a charge attack. Send them south. Where's the change? The icon actually changes too. And the position of the rider. Alright, time to go attack some Gaia monasteries. Also, I have a wonder. I should probably delete my wonder to not win so quickly. Alright, let's take a look at what this guy does. He has 8 plus 12, so he attacks. Maybe the charge attack doesn't work against buildings. That would make a lot of sense, actually. He's doing... I feel like he's doing 8 damage per... Alright, let's see. We check the range on these. 5 and these have 6 range. The attack isn't that high, though. By default, at least. Send in our chariots. Does this... It doesn't have an auto scout button, but that's because we're in a scenario. These things... These are all solid obstructions. Okay, that's good to know. So are these ruins, actually. Good, good. Oh, they're both in ranged mode. No. And the best new unit is Siege Elephant. Alright, so the range of these is right here is where the line is. Do you observe them getting faster? Yes. I observe them getting faster here. And they slow down. Also, supposedly they get healed. Here as well. Do I have my tooltips off? Should turn on tooltips. Definitely. Toggle extended tooltips. I feel like I'm still missing something though. If I do this... No. I must have turned them off somewhere else. Tooltip position fixed. Much better. Stop destroying the buildings. Because now we can go here and we can see change weapon. Switch to a sword to use a melee attack. Switch to a bow to use a ranged attack. Do we have any other tooltips that are actually worth looking at? Don't think so. Oh, shh. Well, it's not horribly expensive, but you probably still won't want to. I mean, it's only 50 stone. You can build a lot of those. I mean, if you don't build one castle, you've got yourself 13 of these, which is 130 tiles. That's not enough for a full trade route, but it's pretty good. On the other hand, it's only useful in team games or if the map has a neutral market. The building itself does have a fair amount of HP. Yeah, I don't know, because it also sits in the trade route, of course, so it'll cause a bit of blockage as well. So does the Gulam infantry do anything special? Thrust spear through multiple targets. Yeah, that one we have to look at. Then let's... Dravidians... We have the warship, that's interesting. The swordsman... Okay, as a charge attack, yeah, we saw that. Except it doesn't work against buildings, which also makes sense. Wood, steel, docks. Yeah, well, that's fine. Actually, we can look at our ship. The ship is only available in Imp. Where is it? It's only available in Imp. And for 60 gold, that's twice the price of a galleon. It's just straight up twice the price of a galleon. Without having twice the HP. However, it has... I think it fires multiple projectiles, right? It might have some more hidden armor. It's more like a turtle ship in terms of armors. Less range. Then if we take a look at our Bengalis, this was the cavalry that can switch. Can switch between ranged and melee. Of course, that's a lot of micromanagement. Like for skirmishers. I assume the actual armor classes and such don't change. Super fancy skirm. Your super fancy skirm is the elephant archer. No. No, as the strong versus archers. What are we missing? I think this is actually this is an interesting bonus. I may or may not have played in some team games already, where I completely ruined, crippled my economy because I sent all of my livestock immediately to an ally, who was this Civ, on a mega random map that didn't have much livestock to begin with. That is true, actually. For the Ratha, you'll need to upgrade both modes. However, let's go back to them for a second. They were here. No, actually, we don't have any bonus. You're just straight up spending a lot of resources upgrading stuff. It's like upgrading the Conic. You pay for having that. Where were we looking at? I wanted to look at... This actually is set, because we have the Camel Scout here, but you can still train normal scouts too. Camel Scout costing the same as a camel, so you're, of course, costs a lot of gold here at this point. And doesn't have the Pierce armor. Or the melee armor. But it has twice as much HP as the Scout by default. Conics do at least have the same attack upgrades. Well, I think the Ratha will have the same armor upgrades. We can check what it is in the game data. It will likely just be cav armor and not be archer armor. Or it depends, I guess, what the default mode is. If you consider the default mode to be a cavalry archer, then maybe. We'll have to see. Cav archer cav. You know what? Let's go. We could also just try researching the upgrades to see. Don't we have a blacksmith? We have a blacksmith. Let's do it that way. Let's do it that way. We have our Rathas here, currently sitting at 2-1 armor each. Or, well, there's the elite and the normal Ratha. We have a blacksmith somewhere. Let's research scale barding armor. That had no effect. Maybe they are cav archers. So maybe I shouldn't be Britons for this test. But archer armor. Alright, turns out they are in fact cav archers. I guess the other question is, what is their default stance when they're produced? Maybe they're produced with as being ranged units to begin with. Alright, now let's try some attack upgrades. Let's give us... Alright, so the attack, they do need both attack upgrades, but they are cav archers. Then... Alright, that's interesting. Meanwhile, our elephant archers... Why have our elephant archers not benefited? From any of those upgrades that we researched? Is it because Britons get cav archers and not elephant archers? Let's check all the other units. These guys didn't... Alright, this is... alright. Alright, I see what's happening here. So because I converted all of this stuff here from Gaia, none of it actually benefits from upgrades. However, because these things switch modes, essentially it'll be the case where if you convert these guys and you switch their mode, then they'll get your civs upgrades. Because the unit gets replaced with the other unit. It's like if you convert some sort of villager and then the villager changes professions. Yeah, exactly. There, I thought something was suspicious with my elephant archers. That's like probably a 20% speed increase. They do not switch automatically. You have to do it manually. There's a button down here or a hotkey. So currently this guy's ranged. This guy's also ranged. Now this guy has a sword and this guy has a bow. And when you only one of them is changing because one of them is elite and one of them is not elite. Or maybe you can't have you can't be alternating a group of both of them. Let's put them both into the same mode. Maybe because they're both... Alright, that's melee. No, only one. Maybe that's because one of them is elite, one of them is not elite. But you have to do it manually, so it's a fair bit of micro. They won't say, "Oh, I'm attacking a building. I should be, melee." If they're in ranged mode. So Camel Scout doesn't have a great line of sight in. I guess it still has the stats of a Dark Age Scout. Fair enough. It does have nice HP. Actually, that's a lot of HP. It might be really good at stealing boars. Although, probably has whatever scout armor class as well. Alright, think of more questions and we can try them. That is the scout for one of the new civs. Well, it's a Dark Age scout. Although I think I have Gaia in Feudal Age right now. I should place some of these things for player 1 as well. Where's the Camel Scout? We'll give ourselves a Camel Scout. And then we're going to be smart about things too and give ourselves a bunch of houses. And then we're going to give Gaia... No, we're going to give our enemy a bunch of like siege towers or something. They do spawn with a Camel Scout. We can go look. We can go look in a game in a second, but they definitely spawn with a Camel Scout. All right, destroy the Wonder again. So now we started with a bunch of Camel Scouts. In Dark Age, this is a Camel Scout. Actually, we could test that. Can you hop over your own walls with a siege tower? Let's do Marco, Polo, I guess. Oh, these are not my siege towers. We're not hopping over any walls with them. The camel definitely wins. It has 70 HP. And we're not even in Feudal Age yet. Let's go to Feudal Age, though. We just need to find a town center. Do I have the increased line of sight now? I should. I guess they don't. I guess they still have the shitty camel line of sight. Yeah, they keep the camel line of sight, so that's a disadvantage for them. Do I have a stable? I didn't build myself a stable. That's a bit of a nuisance. But this is you know, in Feudal Age, these things, they cost gold, but they cost the same as a camel, but they're also much better than a scout. Now the other thing, we had a couple other units we wanted to test. These guys thrust through multiple units. Okay, that's not so interesting. Let's get these swordsmen. Speed-wise, ooh, it's probably slower, to be honest. Because camels are slower than scouts, right? Scout. Not on terrains, on units. Scout. Scout cavalry have a speed of 1.2 and 45 hit points. I need to make sure that all my siege... These units are doing charge attacks, I just don't want to... They can't escape, the siege towers are trapping them. Yeah, Scout is 1.2. It gets faster though in feudal age, right? Camel, like a normal camel rider is 1.45. The camel scout is the same as a scout. Okay. Let's lure them over to our warship. But it has more hit points. It's gonna win any day. We'll check in a second. First, I want to see this ship here attack some siege towers. It basically shoots a scorpion-type projectile. It, in fact, isn't very interesting. Go shoot at it. Alright, okay, it shoots. Yeah, it's like a cross between a turtle ship and a longboat. Only available in Imp, though. Why does Gaia chase my units? Alright, let's see this charge attack in action. Alright, one attack that does more damage. Alright. Alright, time to look at some more bonuses. I don't know. Multiple projectiles, although turtle ships are pretty cool. Right. We have some more stats to dig into. So the Camel Scout deals only melee damage. Yeah. And it has camel armor instead of cavalry armor. Does it have an attack bonus? Where's the attack bonus versus cavalry? Huh. It actually has no attack bonus versus cavalry. However, it has twice as much HP. It's still going to win the scout fight. But it has no pierce armor. So it's going to beat scouts just by having better stats. And it might lose to archers if you have enough of them. And it costs gold. And 2 attack honestly isn't that impressive either. Camel Scout. Does it automatically upgrade? Likely. Alright, let's do some testing of that. We will hide this window again. And coastal will do, actually. Standard, give me ultra high resources against easiest. Sounds good. Do we have allow cheats on? We do. We're starting in Dark Age, yeah. Where was these? That was here. It's actually not listed, is it? Or am I just blind? Camel Scout. It's listed as a unique unit. It's not listed as a start with Camel Scout thing. It does start with, they do start with 2 forage bushes. We can look at that. Let's listen to the music a bit. So the forage bushes spawn under the TC. Essentially, the only place where that might be problematic is on Forest Nothing maps, if there are trees there. But essentially they spawn like where extra villagers would spawn, or llamas or something. And they have 125 food. if your map modifies how much food forage bushes have, you probably want to modify it. You probably want to put fruit bushes on the map instead. So, yeah, this thing... Let's go chase down a scout. Actually, there's really no need for me to do that since I gave myself a bajillion resources. It actually has one less attack, even. So maybe it is balanced. I still think it wins, just double the HP. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Makes sense. Let's give ourselves some couple houses. What else might we want in Dark Gauge? Probably a lumber camp. And loom. How's our chase going? Slow. What I'm actually interested in is if this thing can steal a boar. Or if it's going to take lots of extra damage from boars or not. We can try El Dorado. I think on Nomad they'll spawn. Where and once you build it. Alright, I see some lumber camps. So I think our player is going to be over here. We better test on El Dorado, actually. And we can turn up the game sound now that I'm not listening to music. Alright, where's this boar? We're going to have to cheat a bit. Marco. Polo. The boar. Where's a boar that I can steal? I'm not seeing a boar. Do boars not spawn when resources are set to very high? Damn it! Damn it, how am I supposed to test things like this? Alright, we need a map that has water. Is El Dorado... Alright. Let's get ourselves some maps. Map. We'll take that. And... No... Could take those. Nah. Well, we can grab the... No, they take too long to generate. I need to change the name again. This will do. My maps don't get rid of the things if we have ultra high. We'll just set high. We don't want coastal. Or do any of the default maps place on shallows? Frigid Lake. I'll take Frigid Lake. Let's try that. Well, our forage bushes are safe. Now, I wanted to go steal a boar. With this thing and see how well that works. Does Frigid Lake spawn boars? Probably not. No, they do. Thank goodness. Actually, I can just steal my own boar. It'll make it easier. I'll just do that. And we'll take one of these. Louis, we'll give ourselves some resources. Also, what we just noticed here is here they spawned on different tiles than the last time around. I think one consideration with this, though, is it makes it hard to keep sheep and boar and other things under the TC while you still have the berries around. On the other hand, this Civ can garrison said things, so you might go for an early mill and not put the sheep under, or not put many sheep under the TC. Oh, is it because Frigid Lake? You're right. Frigid Lake does offset it. Never mind. Alright, the board has plenty of damage, I feel. Yeah, the board does lots of damage. That's not going to be an issue. Alright, go. You can garrison 10 here unless they changed it. And we're going to take these guys off. And you can observe our food trickle based on... You can't produce them, but you can garrison them. This is going to be a balance concern on maps with a huge number of sheep and or team games. But it's sort of, it is a trade-off. You can cripple yourself if you overinvest. Well, if you basically don't have enough food because you're sending all of your sheep under there. So we'll put those two in, and that's sort of roughly the standard amount, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 plus 2. That would be a standard amount of sheep. So in a 1v1 on a typical map, that's the food trickle you'd get from this. Now, of course, if your ally is so nice to send you some sheep, I wonder if the AI is programmed to do that or if he's actually scouting with it. He has a scout, but I mean, thank you. Maybe the AI sends... I think the AI sees what Civ I am and is sending me his spare sheep. I think the AI, that's what the AI just did there. Like, are the other ones also scouting with sheep? No. He just sent me a sheep. Amazing. Alright, that's pretty cool. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, we need to test some things in Feudal Age for this Civ, so let's get to Feudal Age. If I do this, then all the AIs are going to benefit too. Before they do too much silly stuff. Food is still trickling in. I'm just amazed. I'm just amazed that the AI sent me his extra sheep. That's pretty nice. Maybe also because Lithuanians, he didn't need them. So he was able to send them. So if we do Bloodlines, they should get plus 20 hit points to the maximum. And then we're going to see if they automatically upgrade to camels. What else do we need? Let's get ourselves an archery range. Start with forage bushes, can garrison. Yeah, mounted units deal bonus damage. Ah, okay, yeah, maybe that's why they can't give the camel scout anti-cavalry damage. Mounted units deal bonus damage. And then we have sort of the dodging. We're gonna have to test that. Yeah, this Civ has a lot of unique units. Can dodge projectiles. We're going to want some of those too. And we're going to want Castle Age. And, you know, we'll be realistic about this. We'll get ourselves a stable. Food is still trickling up, not particularly quickly. Although, like 1 a second. Slightly slower than the in-game seconds, yeah. Now they're at 90 HP in Feudal Age. And 4 attack. Okay, so they start with 2 attack in Dark Age. Get a free upgrade to 4 attack in Feudal. What's the attack on a standard scout? 5, so it's still 1 less than the scout. Okay. And then here they've just turned into camel riders. But we're now able to produce basically our knight replacement here. So it's a free upgrade to camel. These guys which dodge projectiles. Make a couple of those. Get some upgrades for cavalry. Our food is still trickling in. I wonder if cows provide more food trickle than sheep. Likely not. It's actually a consideration though with offset. The berries are just offset. Interesting. Alright. We need to send these guys to go dodge something. Then we still have the tile shuffling thing to investigate. What are we going to dodge? Is anyone producing archers? No, they're on easiest. We're going to dodge some TC fire, but nobody's going to garrison in the T. Actually, there might be some archers or skirmishers in there. Let's get some more upgrades too. Alright, we're going to put these guys on no attack stance. Are we going to get some skirmishers? Alright, so I guess when the dodge meter runs out, then they start taking damage. Which is... never? What, this guy is taking damage. No, it's this guy. No, it's this guy. Now his dodge meter is full again. Maybe, so the amount of damage that the attack does is how much of a dodge meter is taken. But these things are basically invincible when fighting skirmishers. When fighting a small number of skirmishers. Alright, let's try... Let's attack the TC. And force some garrisoning. Actually, I need to attack the villagers, right, to do that. There's certainly a lot of new mechanics, which may or may not be balanced. There we go. Go garrison, please. You garrison as well. More archery ranges, I approve. You can build, I'll allow those. Castle Age, alright. Garrison. Garrison. I told you to garrison. Alright, fine. Well, the dodge meter is not being depleted yet. I think against a large number of archers, it might you might actually... But against small numbers, this is very powerful. Considering that I'm just running around under the TC for minutes. I mean, fair enough. I'm also dodging by moving, but... Yeah, this is slightly strong. Alright, does this Civ have anything else to offer us? The chakrams won't be that special. Camel and elephant units. Garrison docks with fishing ships. We could test that here. We need a dock for that. Charge attack, but it's actually a dodge mode on the charge attack. Alright. So with this though, what you could dock this is interesting because you'll be able to dock block and move your fishing ships to different locations. So if you say, alright, gather point is there, we've dock blocked some passage, and we now want them to leave. That could be useful on maps where dock blocking is possible. So this Civ offers a fair amount of things to think about. The forage bushes, dock blocking, dodging, cavalry. Now, do I have let me grab a forest nothing map. Forest nothing. What we got with TC, please. With TC trees. Use forest nothing. Alright. TC tree. No. TC? No. This search thing is not great. Gaia, nothing. No, I want one with TC trees. Which one? Used forest, nothing, DE, TC trees. Let's try that, if that's enough. TC trees. I'm not seeing the TC trees one. Are we gonna have to make our own? Alright, let's just try this one. Or I'll just make my own. No, we'll do it. We'll try this. Nothing. Custom. No, I don't want capricious. Some of these screens are taking a bit longer, I feel. Maybe it's just me. No, something's definitely going slow here. Oh boy, this is real slow. I just typed in E. The E will appear eventually. Meanwhile, there we go. TC trees. It was in the mod all along. Let's take a look. All right. Well, the forage bushes did somehow spawn, and we are able to gather them. And this might be OP for Forest Nothing. Although you still can't build houses, so. What else? I think that's everything on that civ, right? Ooh, I have an interesting idea. Do we think trade carts will go faster if they're next to a caravanserai? Probably not. Probably not. Is there anything interesting? Town centers receive. That's not that interesting. Ships regenerate. The Ratha. I think we don't need to test anything here. Stunnies. The caravan thing could be interesting. That could be interesting to test that. Or Dravidians. No, I think we're going to do a bit of map script testing. We're going to try and figure out what the enable tile shuffling is. So to do that, we need Notepad. We need some music. There we go. All right, taking a second to load. Taking a minute to load. Loaded. All right, let's try that again. Add to VLC media playlist. All right, we want nothing version 3. And we have some sort of tile shuffling that we want to investigate. So the real question is, where do we need to put it in our code to actually make it do anything? Player setup. Probably not player setup, but let's see how this seed is affected if we enable tile shuffling. That doesn't look any different. Let's put it in land generation. It might be something that's part of a land specifically. That doesn't seem to do anything. Is it? Is it? Well, that is useful. We're going to put it here, and then we're actually going to put it in one of the objects too. Although, why would it be in objects? What does it do? What it would, maybe you can explain if you have some insight. What does it do? Let's say we had this ring of sheep. Maybe we could shuffle those. Now, what does it do? I'm sure this is all not set up in a way that would that's going to exhibit what it can do. We'll just put it everywhere. but no, please explain. Tile shuffling. Let's make like a large clump of gold. I could imagine something like that could be useful. Or forage. No, let's do gold. Let's turn down the music a bit. There we go. Number of objects 4, set place for every player, min distance to players 6, find closest at guy object only. Don't ignore this stuff. Let's make it like 12. Set tight grouping. Set tight grouping. If we did something like this, we have gold. And now if we don't shuffle the tiles, the gold is a different shape. So we're getting close. We're getting close to it. Close to this mystery. Let's try with a smaller number. Let's say we had 3. We have an L shape if we do the shuffling, and if we don't do shuffling, then we have a line for both players. Because we're doing find closest. Something along the, I think we're getting pretty close to it. If we don't do tight grouping, then we just have 3 independent things. That makes sense. So we need number of groups 1 to make sure they're actually still in a group. Well, it's certainly doing something. I'm not sure what it's doing yet. Not making a group, you say? No. It's definitely doing something in a group. We can see that. Fine. You say no grouping. Let's make 33. 33. Maybe I shouldn't do find closest. Might find closest, we end up with what we might expect. If we don't shuffle, I feel like the sheep moved, but if we don't do find closest, we say max distance players 12. We have some sort of scattered thing. We should probably delete it over here too, so we don't have. That has no effect. But you know it's in objects. But was that one thing they added earlier too that never actually worked properly? Oh, what was it? Min connected tiles, where essentially I got an explanation for what it does. I couldn't convince myself that it was doing that. With find closest, is it supposed to then shuffle which place is closest? Is that what it's supposed to do? I mean, that's going to give us 4 like that. If we don't do the shuffling, the 4 will still be there. The sheep have somehow moved, but that doesn't really matter. If we only do 3, and we don't shuffle, then let's say the south is the one that's missing for both. If we do the shuffling, well, one of them rotated, but I'm not convinced that that's valuable enough to justify enable tile shuffling just yet. Let's add circular placement. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Let's just hide all this other stuff. We can try some other seeds. Let's try some other seeds. And let's not have desert. Oh, I have it in land generation too. Let's take it out there. Let's give us well, it seems to be random currently. More or less. And now we don't do the shuffling, and it will still be random. Yeah, no, that's not it. Let's do something too. Let's add like a temp. I'm not sure what this is doing. I mean, it repositions things on the same seed, but I don't know. Let's try min connected tiling. Min connected tiles again. Min connected tiles. 100. That has no effect there. I spelled shuffling wrong. Alright, now it's gone. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really doing anything. That's not fair to say. It's not doing anything that's useful. I think it's Q time to ask someone who implemented it what it's supposed to be doing. I don't know what's being shuffled. I mean, sure, the groups are different, but they're positioned differently, but I'm at a loss. Also because it's not used in any maps, so we can't really check anywhere. Alright, I know what I need to do for this. There we go. Can we think of a different example? Let's get a full map. Oh goodness, I enabled a bunch of map packs. Be something that I know my way around. Classic Coastal. Now I just need to open that. Alright. Coastal is going to be under Classic Map Pack. And then we just put tile shuffling all over the script. Let's just double check that it's not doing something in terrain generation. Oh, it is changing things to an object, so it's unlikely that it would have any effect anywhere else. Yeah, no. I like the medium water. Alright. Alright. Scroll. Oh, we're including that DRS. Fine. There's a neutral forage bush right there. We're going to take a look at what happens to that one if we add tile shuffling. It moved? Or did it change at all? It didn't change. Okay. So maybe it only works for player objects. Alright, let's open Land and Water Resources, Inc. Yeah, resets it to the center. Makes it hard to see for sure if something's changed or not. Land and Water Resources, Inc. Alright. What if the villagers had tile shuffling on them? Let's take a look at the villagers for blue. They're sort of on the left, all three of them. They're sort of still on the left. Alright. What if we shuffled the player forage around? It's currently over there. It's still over there. This is anticlimactic in the extreme. Let's see, we need something that has multiple groups. Multiple groups. Multiple groups. 2 sets of turkeys. Alright. Let's shuffle around some turkeys. We're not placing turkeys, we're placing sheep. This is dumb. Alright, there's 1 set of sheep. There's 1 set of sheep. There's 1 set of sheep. This has just no effect. It just doesn't do anything here. So it really does depend on, say, find closest. It's somehow shuffling around which tiles are actually closest. All right, yeah, that's what I considered as well, which means that we're not going to find it here because this doesn't use find closest. Wait, we need to open that again. So we'll go back to our thing, back to our test before, to make the map smaller. Alright, how can we do this so it'll be interesting? Flag A. And we want, say, 500 of those find closest. Actually, we don't know if this thing has an argument. No, that's not what I want. Distance, group placement, 1. I want a ring of flags. How is this? Alright, fine. We'll create... do I have an on-grid placeholder? We do. Second object. Flag A. It's doing some very interesting things that I don't think it was doing before. Let's try now. Oh, maybe because I have the grouping. We don't want tight grouping, that's the problem. Never mind, my mistake. Yeah, okay, that looks better. We don't need that. So we sort of have a ring. It looks very regular. And then if we said just min distance group placement. No, we want, let's do actor area 1 and then create object relic. We want 1 relic for each player. Find closest. Avoid actor area 1. Try something like that. So without shuffling, the relic positions tend to be to the south. Is it even fair to say that much? So when they're close to the edge of the map, I can't really make that statement. 50. And then it's just... See, even without shuffling, it's not by any means a fixed place that is closest. Well, the relic moved. That relic moved. That's all I'm going to say. It affects the positioning, but I'm not convinced it's doing... In this test, it's doing anything that is super helpful yet. Yeah, I don't know. Nope. I'm not sure what the tile shuffling is doing. I think we're going to have to ask about that one. Don't think I can figure that out on my own. Let's see if they're just, if we can notice anything else in the menus that's interesting. Any new options or anything else. We can hide the Notepad Classic window for now. Data mods. All this stuff looks similar. I don't expect there to be anything here, but we already looked at tech trees. Now, I can't show the new campaigns yet, but there is a South Asia tab where they are. And we have our 3 new campaigns. And in the order you want to play that, you want to play this one first. Who plays the Bengalis? Here you plays the Dravidians. And here you plays the Hindustanis. And then we go to Asian. Here you plays the Gurjaras. If it weren't for the fact that these are DLCs, it would be nicer to have them all regionally put in the same places. Check if there are any new co-op campaigns. No. Camp trade window requires me to actually select something. Makes sense. Co-op we already looked at. Multiplayer. Let's see how the rank. It's going to ask me to do a performance test. Sure, let's do a performance test. Let's see how performance is on this patch. What we could do is look at the campaigns that used to have Indians in them and see what they've chosen. Like in Tamerlane, for example. Alright, we see a bunch of elephant archers here. From a civ that is... Oh, I don't know my civ icons. but it's basically the former Indian Civ. So the performance test now has a bunch of elephant archers. Don't know if that's new or not. I'm not seeing any siege elephants though, or armored elephants. Alright, congratulations. Ah, yes, Mega Random is in here. But, let's see, are there any lobbies? I know a couple people are streaming, but... that was reasonably smooth. Oh, look, I have a new member in my clan. Great success. Not yet ranked. I haven't played ranked in a long time. Co-op campaigns, multiplayer. What else can we do in multiplayer? Quick play surely still looks the same, still has the other silly interface. Civ selection screen has room here for another DLC right there. 3 more civs in the next DLC. Let's see. So we show. This one shows the Ratha. This one shows the ship and the infantry unit. This one shows the camels. I don't think the camel scout really needs to be shown as a unique unit. Was the imp camel shown over here? It is. I guess as a pre-updated, this should be shown. So I want new music again. What are we gonna play this time? You guys can just look at the icons for a second while I do this. Streaming playlist. Do this one again. I need more. Desperately need more tracks. Hindustanis. Yeah, I don't agree with showing 3 different things here. Although, I mean, Incas get their slinger. Italians get the condo. Imperial skirmisher. Flaming camel is shown here. Fair enough. There's Portuguese, Poles. Do Lithuanians get the... They do get the winged Hussar, alright. Mayans. Malay. Koreans. Khmer. I guess the Camel Scout counts as a unique unit. I guess that can pass. I guess that works. Learn to play, is that going to be any different? Or any new Art of War challenges? No, it looks like the same ones. It's reset my progress a couple times. Additional resources? No. Options. Clamp mouse. All of this is not new though. Don't think any of this is new. Yeah, all of this looks the same. Automatic. Yeah, yep. Player color. No, that doesn't look good. Not seeing anything new. There should be a hotkey here for change mode. Change weapon, yeah. B. Yes, there is one new terrain type. Let me unhide my notepad window. It's forest, palm grass. Not the most exciting new terrain, though. I can show you. It's basically the same as the Palm Desert terrain, except that it's placed on grass instead of desert. Actually, it's placed on grass too. So you don't have to have, you can have palm trees on a map or a place that isn't desert. That's the only difference. And that is the only new terrain. Other than that, there's a couple nice pieces of scenery. This here, the cliffs are in fact not new. And that's showing the Britain stuff. And you have all the units, the new units. Overall, you have a bit of eye candy, that's these things, and you have one new terrain. You have various new attributes that you can access with map scripts, possibly also with XS. I'm pretty sure it's also in the XS list at this point, and probably also with triggers, but I'm not well versed in those. In reality, it's not many. This is like Indian rubble, Indian statue, some temple, and this is a monument of sorts. Basically a wonder, but not a wonder. These are all rotations of the same object. This one has no rotations. Why was it not displaying the info for that? Now it is. The Minaret of Jam. Convert? 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 What is convert? To be able to select items on the map. Huh. Yeah. This is it. There are a few more hero units, but I wouldn't consider units to be eye candy as such. Like this isn't going to be... This could be useful in a scenario, not in a map script. The minaret looks pretty similar to the Caravanassi. And this will be useful like if you want to make some sort of tropical place that's not necessarily desert. Alright, anything else anyone wants to see? History screen, no one wants to see the history screen. During the 6th, and you can read this on your own time. Bingo. Yeah, it won't. You'll have to do all the new units. And there are a couple things we consider, you know, do you want to show the Ratha as a melee and a ranged unit? It has a slightly different graphic, but don't know if you need to do that. Alright, good job. They didn't leave the Indians in the list. Make sure there are no duplicates anywhere. Yeah, looks fine. Now, for showing the terrains will be really easy. You just have to add that one. And for showing the objects, overall it's not that many objects. We looked at the entirety of the list. Give me a second. Here. Not just camels, but like the total number of new objects, 35 to 85, but that includes, dead units and so on. Like these are just the new units. Ratha in both forms, shotgun thrower, armored elephant. What is a... That was one of the units as well, isn't it? Where's the graphics for that? Yeah. Gaia Transition Building. I want to know what this is. What it's used for. 1758. Maybe we can figure that out if we go to effects. Check what new effects we have at the end. Paper money now gives a wood trickle. This is move Shrivamsha riders. Move Tarkans. Alright, move elephant archers, that's... Ah, I know what these things are. These are for if you play all techs, then these things can't... The hotkeys for them can't be there, else they would block things. No idea where these guys are going to end up. Maybe they just have to be removed. Probably. Camel Scouts to Camel Riders. Camel Scout extra bonus damage. Start with 2 bushes. We saw that bonus. So we can garrison all manner of herdables. And then we have a trickle of 3.5, it seems. Docks garrison. Bonus damage increase. Ah. That's a complicated effect. The extra bonus damage. Ships regenerate. Free villagers, that's easy to do. Elephant resistance. Make available. Frontier guards. With steel. Bengalis, okay, then they're the... Yeah, okay, that's not too many unusual effects. Let's check the text. What do we have in the way of new text? Basically the same as the effects. Except here this is the actual text. Yeah, nothing very new here. Tech trees, no. Civilizations. So they probably just renamed the Indians. Yeah, you can see alphabetically Italians are no longer followed by Indians. But it's not alphabetic down here anyway, so. Actually, was it? Oh no, these are just, it was alphabetically within the Forgotten Empire civs. It's still called the Indians Tech Tree and Team Bonus. Wheel track. I don't know if the terrain table has anything new. We do just have this one here. Yeah, I don't think there's technologies effect. I want to see something. What did we say? I want to see something that affects building 1758. So let's just see 1758. No. How am I gonna find this? One, 7, 5, 8. No units. There are no effects that affect that. All right. No idea what this Gaia transition building does. That I don't know. Alright, well I think... Let me see if anyone's playing right now. Let's see, India, find a game. Let's see if I can spectate one. I know some people are playing. We're gonna hide the Advanced Genie Editor again. And Notepad. Otherwise, we can work on a map. Or I can call it a stream. Spectate, come on, give me your results. Nothing to spectate. Very sad. Very sad. I think I'm going to take a break for now. There's still plenty of time. I can still stream some more on other days if we come up with more things to look at. We still have to figure out what the tile shuffling actually does. But maybe that will be something we figure out another day. Because I still need to make a map for the Resurgence map contest. Where the deadline is tomorrow, like noon or afternoon. So enjoy. I hope I managed to give you and everyone who was here earlier some useful information. And we got to do a bit of testing too with different things. So yeah, it was fun. Thanks for joining. And what are we going to do? We're going to do an overlay. We're going to mute me and play some music.